All right, we're going to begin this video with that gas pedal. Look at the way that thing angles out. See, this one, you see where the holes are. That's where it's supposed to mount, is down in there like that. I can't push it over anymore, but I'm thinking I'm just going to cut it. See, I already had to cut it here because it was getting caught. So I think I'm going to cut it here, put this here, see what it looks like, see how it functions. If I have to keep going up and up. I think some people go way back here, but see, I have this going through the firewall back there. That's how I mounted all this part. So I think I might end up taking this bracket off and just using this bolt, and there's one up back behind it. You know, putting it through that hole and drilling another hole for that, but that's a stud, so I'd have to come up with something. I hate to take that out. I don't know if I can reach that. Let me check. Okay. All right, what I ended up doing was started by cutting this off, the old pedal, then that off, but it curved out. You see that it kind of does this weird, I think it was like this, kick out. So I ended up taking the bracket off. I like the bracket because the two top holes went exactly where the bracket for the throttle, for the cable when it came inside. So I ended up taking them off, and I made some new holes. One up there and then one down there. And so far that's what I have. I cut almost all of it off. I think what I'm gonna do is take a cutoff wheel and kind of shave the side, but it rests right on there. And I mean, that looks exactly, that's how factory the other one was. It's a little lower, but not much. But it sits right on it. There's not much travel in these drive-by wires. So I'm not sure if I'm still going to, what I was gonna do was, I was gonna cut like a slot out of here and put a bolt all the way through with a wheel that would cover, you know, right here, so that this have a wheel. But I don't know, looks good like that. I'm not sure yet. That seems like a little extra more work. I might take this for a test drive after I get all that other stuff installed, and we'll see how it feels. I may still put the wheel in. Man, all right, next is steering wheel removal. I'm gonna go with the smaller wheel, diameter wise, so it'll come out to like here, a little thicker. Plus somebody could use this for a restoration. It's a wood grain wheel. They go for quite a bit. Other than this one crack up here, it's actually in pretty good shape. But I'm gonna go ahead and take all this, hit this nut, take this out. All right, steering wheel's in. It's made it pretty straightforward to take the other one off and put this one in. But yeah, it's a lot smaller, and I feel like it's a better grip. So I've got the pedal in, I've got the steering wheel. So next I'm gonna do speedometer, which is, I need to get back behind there and put that cable in for that speed hut box and then wire it up. Should be good to go. Okay, so here we have this speed box, and what it does is, this is the box. And the GPS connector goes here. No, I'm sorry, right here. And converts it to cable. And that goes in the back of the speedometer. And then here you've got That's the little GPS box. But you can also, right here it says you can also use you could use them together, VSS, pulse, or GPS. You leave them connected to calibrate it. You can just leave them hooked up. I think that my trans, I can hook a wire into that controller. I need to look at the instructions, but for now I'm just gonna hook this up for GPS and see how it goes. But I've got my dash pulled out a little bit to clip that back there, and then you got to keep this as straight as you can, this cable, so that it's easier to, don't put any kinks in it so it'll spin easier. So I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put that and wire it up. Okay, I've got that cable. I got it routed out through here. It's going back behind there. I think I'm going to mount it on top of the glove box. There's a spot back up in there. Anyways, before I button it all up, I went ahead and tested it and see, it looks like, okay, you can hear it spinning. So it's hooked up. I'll go ahead and put the dash back in and then find a spot to wire that box. I've got the Speed Hut box in. You see it back there in the back. Focus. Anyways, you can see the cable, that's where it runs. And then of course it goes to the back of this. I got the wiring, GPS there, drop through the glove box. And then I've got a ground and then a 12-volt key on supply through the fuse panel. So all that's left is to test it out. Looks like it's working pretty good. I had to take my phone off GPS speed to read this, but it's pretty spot on. All right, so back at the house, speedometer worked. At first it didn't. I had to drive probably about half a mile before it to kick up to 60. And I had my phone kind of sitting here, and they were within three or 4 miles. So it worked. I hear a little bit of a, you can kind of hear that motor back behind there, and it's sitting back behind that on top of the glove box. And what I did was I ran the GPS in through a hole, and then I've got it bolted so it's sitting up here, and then I got 12 volts to here, and then a ground I joined up with another ground. Yeah, it works. So I've got speedometer now. You can see I got fuel. That one came with the Mopar kit. This still works, so I need oil pressure, coolant left, and I got to figure out if I can get the tach. That way I can do away with this. So right now, I still need this for coolant and for oil pressure. But now I don't need my phone for miles per hour. I can just use this thing. But hopefully the ultimate goal is to get these two and be done, which I've already got the stuff to do it. That'll be in a different video. But yeah, the Speed Hut thing works. It was easy to install. Like I said, I hear a little bit of a you can hear it spinning but I think it may be that it's vibrating on that cardboard. So I meant to tighten it down or something. Steering wheel works great. It seems a little tighter. It's not as loose as that big one. I like it. The pedal, it's gonna take some getting used to, because at first it's off the, I might have to put a wheel on it. When you're cruising, it's fine, but when you're first taking off, maybe it's these big old boots, but the angle's perfect. It's just kind of, it catches right at the beginning, and it wants to launch you forward, or the car just wants to run. Anyways, that's it. So we've got steering wheel, stock gas pedal, and now we got a speedometer. Next video, hopefully be coolant and oil pressure. If you got any questions, let me know. Thanks.